Hey guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are renovating 702 Zenview. That is an apartment in Myshuno. I forget which district it is in, but it's really cute. We've got some nice food over here in this district, and I end up turning this apartment into a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom apartment with an office. So there is potential for it to be 3 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms. As you can see, this half bath is over here by the front entryway. Sorry, I'm not sick anymore. If you guys watched last week's build, my Fixing Willow Creek build, I mentioned that I was sick, but I was already at that point getting over it, and that was already a few days ago now, but I still have a little bit of crap left over in my throat that I've just been coughing up here and there. So my voice might sound a little coarse and just not like my normal voice, but anyway, so there is a half bath downstairs. The layout of this apartment is almost like an L shape, so it's kind of different, but it all flows very well. I think it's obviously very open floor plan. I wanted to leave it that way because I felt that it just kind of made everything flow nicely together, and I think the color scheme I chose really plays into the whole vibe of this place. It's very calming, very zen. Since we are building at 702 Zenview, I felt it made a lot of sense. And then outside, if you're familiar with this apartment and the other apartment that is shared in this building, there are balconies. And of course, the balconies don't really, what do I want to say? They don't really function like a normal balcony would, because it's kind of like your Sims still think that they're indoors, which technically when you have a covered space, of course it is kind of like you're indoors, so you're not as affected by the weather, but it's basically like another room in this house or this apartment. You could totally make it into, you could make it a larger living room, but I wanted to leave it because I really was thinking that it would be a great idea to have a yoga setup out there, which again plays into the whole vibe of this entire place and the name of the build. So I think I'm gonna actually name this build Serene Apartment because the color scheme I choose here is very light and airy. I stick to mostly this wood tone that we've just placed down in the kitchen here. I think throughout most of the build, it is this light wood tone. I don't know, it's just a nice crisp, I don't know if crisp is the right word, but to me it's just a clean color. You can't go wrong with it. You can kind of tie in lots of other colors, pops of colors with it. The pop of color I choose here, which almost isn't even a pop of color because I do use a lot of it, is a light pink color. So I end up using a lot of Dream Home Decorator, so it's the pink shade from there, and I believe I already did place a little bench over at the front entryway in the shade of pink. It was one of the modular furniture pieces from Dream Home Decorator, so we stick with that pink throughout pretty much the entire downstairs. I believe there is some pink upstairs as well in the parents' bedroom, and since I just kind of touched on who I was thinking would live here, I actually did move in a family here that I thought was super ideal here, and I play tested with them, and I just like to be able to have some of my own Sims here and not just the townies that come with the game. So I had created a family that just consisted of a mother, so she's an adult, and her teen son, who is aspiring to be a writer, and she is actually a decorator. So I felt that the whole having all this Dream Home Decorator furniture made total sense here. So that's kind of another reason why I was thinking that the entire apartment essentially being pink wasn't a big deal. I mean, I like the color pink. I just personally wouldn't want my furniture to be pink. But if I were to go up to my husband and be hey, we're doing pink, a pink color scheme down here, he'd be absolutely not. I don't know. It's just one of those things where you kind of got to compromise. But I felt that this Sim is just a single Sim. Maybe she's been single for many, many years. Maybe she's always been single, was never married, but has this son that lives with her. And again, he aspires to be a writer. So He lives with his mother. Maybe he's always lived with his mother, whether they've lived in San Myshuno or not. But I personally feel that him living in San Myshuno is a great place for him to get his foot in the door as a writer, whether he wants to be like a journalist, a self-publishing author, whatever the situation may be for him. He's just really into writing. So when we get up to his room, you'll see I just place like, I mean, nothing too crazy that is like makes it so obvious that he wants to be a writer, but I do give him a laptop and I give him like a bookcase. I assumed maybe he's into reading as well. I feel when you're an author, you kind of have to be into reading. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but that's just kind of my assumption. And then, of course, I said earlier, I do like this whole yoga setup outside. So I assume that the mother is just really into yoga and that's kind of how she starts her day. And I'm assuming also with how big this apartment is and how kind of nice and fancy it is, she makes a lot of money, you know, with her job. And when you get good at dream home decorating in The Sims, your Sims do make a lot of money. And so I figure at some point, like, you know, there's some days where she doesn't even work. You know, maybe she only works like 3 days a week. So she takes on like 3 jobs a week. And it's totally enough to support herself and her son. And then, you know, the son can always, since he is a teen, he could always have a part-time job or something. But when I was playtesting here, I was just really enjoying playing with this family. I just really liked them. You know, just some Sims, if you're into like playing The Sims and not just building, you kind of like get attached to certain Sims, or maybe not like attached, but you just really like playing in a build, or you just really like the dynamic of the family. Like some families are just so much easier to like play and take care of than others. Some are just like, it seems like they're always so unhappy and so hard to please. This family was really easy to take care of, so I did really enjoy playing with them. So I played with them a lot here actually. They were kind of like the family I was playing with for like the last couple of weeks. And then I was like, okay, I need to make a new build. So kind of moved on from that and got back into like the building aspect. But I played with them for a long time and I felt that the mother deserved a new love. You know, she deserved marriage again, or maybe for the first time in her life. So I created another Sim and ended up having him move in here with her. And the teen son aged up to a young adult. He then went to university but was still living here. And then the couple got married and had a baby. And now they have a toddler. So I did end up changing the office into a bedroom, which works. The only thing is that that bedroom that's upstairs is like the door for it, I think it's like the sliding French doors, maybe from Myshuno stuff pack. But like I feel like normally and like realistically, that wouldn't be like a great bedroom door because anyone can just see into your bedroom. But I figured, like even in The Sims, of course it doesn't matter because they can't actually see in there, but it's a toddler. Personally, I wouldn't mind putting like my own toddler into a bedroom that has like glass doors because it's just like then I can see them. It's more of like a safety thing. Like I don't really mind. Toddlers don't really need like a ton of privacy. So I felt it worked. And then honestly, probably by the time, if I continue to play with this family here, honestly, by the time my young adult Sim finishes college and moves out, the toddler Sim can go into his bedroom and then the office can be the office again. But at the same time, I was like, my Sim doesn't even use the office because she just like goes to work and doesn't need the office. And then the Sim that I had move in here with her was a doctor, or is a doctor. So they both have like professions where you can like go off and play with them. So I just didn't really need the office anyway. But of course, you guys can do whatever you want, change up my builds however you'd like to make it work for whoever you see fit living here. But as you can see, we're just pretty much finishing up decorating the downstairs bathroom. Again, it is a half bath, so it's just a toilet and a sink, no shower or anything like that. And I love the color scheme in here. I love this like pinky tone in here, with like the plant and that, what would you even call that? That like shelf piece that's above the toilet. I believe that's from Tiny Living. I love that swatch and I don't use it enough because I often don't gravitate toward like pink as like my pop of color, especially in bathrooms. Like that's just not really what I do. And of course I've actually never made like a pink living room, a pink living space before, but I don't know, it just spoke to me. I felt like it was very like single mother-esque. But of course now, like I said, I have like an entire family living here, but you know, she's the decorator in the family. Like everyone's got to trust her on her decorating skills. So we got to trust that pink looks good, you know. But now we're just doing the floor plan upstairs. So like I said, there are 2.5 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms here with the office. So of course this this room in the middle where I just placed those glass doors is the office, and then the master is this one right here where I'm placing the double bed, and it has its own attached bathroom, so it's considered a master bedroom. And then the other bedroom is a decent, I mean, it's not huge or anything, and this bedroom isn't huge either. It's very spacious, but the other bedroom's a little more cramped. It's kind of narrow. It's a bit of an awkward shape with the doors that I chose here. These are the doors from Eco Lifestyle, so they have kind of like almost like an extra archway that kind of like pops out like a whole extra tile, which is kind of awkward, but it works in most cases. If I felt it didn't work here, I would have completely done an entirely different door, but I felt it kind of went with the whole like entire vibe here. Like I said, this is more of like a modern build, and I feel like this entire building and just this district in general, this is how a lot of the apartments would look. So I felt it made sense, and honestly, you can make it work. But anyway, the other bedroom doesn't have an attached bathroom, but the bathroom is literally like right, like just the door next to it. So it's very within close proximity. I would assume that that is the son's bathroom, his like go-to bathroom. And the only thing that I wished I could have done differently in the master bathroom was fit a tub. And I can't remember if I cut out the footage of that or not. I was trying to fit a tub, but it just wasn't going to work. So I felt that just having a shower in here was perfectly fine. And then at the time when I was building here and I was thinking, okay, it's a single mom, she's here with her teen son, like, you know, if it's a day that she's not working and he's at school, she can go take a bath in his tub, you know, in his bathroom, and no one has to know about it. So, I don't know, I just thought it would be nice for her to be able to take like a bubble bath or take a bath with one of like the soaks or whatever. So I wanted to have a tub here somewhere, so at least I was able to do that. But again, if I was to be able to change anything, it would have been able to like to have a bathroom or a bath in her bathroom, but it all works out because there is one on the lot. So once I had a toddler here, you're able to still like bathe your toddler and all that stuff. And if you wanted to have a dog here, you can bathe your dog. Like, it's all possible. But now we're pretty much done with the office now. I made the office very green. I didn't want to do another pink like color scheme. I wanted to make it still very like serene and very calming. So that's what we did here. We just did like that green color scheme, and I think it turned out really well. It still kind of fits within the whole like aesthetic that we were going for. And then now this is the master bathroom. So there is just one sink as well. So I guess maybe in retrospect too, I wished I could have fit 2 sinks, but this bathroom is just too small. Like, there's no way I could do a tub and 2 sinks. And I really liked the look of the standalone shower more than anything, and I never placed just a standalone bathtub. So I felt that the standalone shower and 1 sink was kind of enough. So that's what we did. But now we're moving on into the teen son's bedroom. So again, like I said, I imagined that he's aspiring to be a writer. Not really sure what kind of writer he wants to be, but he does in fact want to be a writer or an author or journalist, something like that. And his room ends up being very blue and kind of like an orangey yellow color. And at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to make him a kid or a teen or not. So as you could see, I had placed down like that, that toy clutter, I think from Kids Room Stuff, or maybe from Parenthood. I can't remember which pack that's from, but then I quickly deleted it and I was like, no, we're gonna make it a teen. I want this mom's life to be really easy. You know, of course you can leave your kid Sims here like at home on their own, but I really wanted him to be like fully self-sufficient. He can make his own food. Like, you know, he kind of does his own thing, especially if she's busy at work. Again, I pictured her being very successful. So I figured it took her a while to get to the point that she's at, so naturally her son has aged up since, and he is now a teen and is just working hard to be able to maybe get like work on a distinguished degree so he can make even more money as a potential author one day. And so I wanted to make his room also very serene and calm, not too cluttered, because I feel that if you're a writer and you need to have like your imagination flowing, but you kind of need to be focused at the same time as well, like I didn't want to give him too much clutter. So very minimal clutter here. I just like gave him a couple, like a plant, or I gave him 2 plants and like a little chair, and just I didn't really have much room to play around with anyway, so it really worked out. But now we're moving on into the teen son's bathroom. And I just do this standalone sink. I don't often use this sink, so I wanted to be able to use it. And I don't clutter up his bathroom either. Everyone in this family is very, like, you know, into like minimal clutter. We're not cluttering up much here, which honestly makes my life a lot easier. As much as I love to clutter up my builds, I felt that this family just, you know, not everyone enjoys clutter. I love a normal amount of clutter. And of course, my room gets messy sometimes, so it does get a little cluttered, but then my brain is just like, I just get very unhappy. So I wanted to keep this very minimal here for this family. And just placing some artwork out in the hallway. Decorating hallways, especially small ones like this, are very awkward. I didn't know what to do with this space over here, so I ended up placing a little piece of modular furniture over here from Dream Home Decorator. Looks like we're hopping in and out, but that's pretty much what I do up here. Very minimal up here because, again, it's a rather small space. And then now we've moved on to the balcony. So I felt that having a fireplace out here, especially this more modern, sleek looking one, made a lot of sense for this sim. Again, I imagine her coming out here really any time of day, but I was thinking, like, whenever I think of yoga, I think of like morning yoga. So I figured she gets up at, you know, a decent hour, especially if she has a job. You know, you have to be at your dream home decorating job at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I figure she gets up, lights a fire if it's cold out, she does some yoga or some meditation, and then has breakfast, takes a shower, goes to her job. Like, I just want to make it very serene, very peaceful out here. But we're getting up to the end of the build, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to follow me over on Instagram to see my screenshots and just to be like more up to date on my builds over there, make sure to follow me at ashleyyangelinaa with 2 Y's and 2 A's at the end of Angelina, and make sure to hit that subscribe button because I am still a growing channel here, and I would love to have you guys stick around, talk in the comments, leave any like suggestions you have below. Maybe give me like a family in mind that I should build a house or an apartment for, or give me like a theme of an apartment or house I should build, and that'll definitely help me out a lot with creativity and all that, because a lot of times I run out of ideas and I have to like find inspiration from like other builders. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future build. Bye!